Hey guys, welcome to another episode of One Unpleasant Podcast. The only podcast you can show up whenever you feel like. It doesn't matter that people are taking time out of their busy schedules to do this. It doesn't matter. You just do whatever the hell you want to do. We're a little bit salty. I'm here with Ken.
I'm not that salty, but yeah, Kevin, you got a point.
I got points. And I am happy to say a returning member, James, is back from the dead.
Super dead.
Yeah,
You know what? I'm so glad to be back right now.
You can tell in his tone.
right? Anyway, where you
Uh,
been, man? Where you been?
uh, well, school, work, and hiatus, which it kind of took longer than I thought.
Yeah, tell us about that hiatus. What was going on, dog?
Like it was it was supposed to start as a 2 month hiatus, but then it was like since y'all told me that we were going to do a skit, which we kind of like had to let that go. I was like, you know what, let's see where this could go. So I waited, and I was like, in all honesty, at first I was gonna like leave OUC, but then I was like, let me at least talk to these guys about this. Let me at least talk to you guys about it
Hmm.
and see where this could go.
Yeah, like we didn't want you to leave. We were actively trying to get this recording done. I remember back when school first started, um, we were going to record. I can't remember what it was. It was like a podcast or an anime show, and one of the members was like, "Yeah, we gotta. I'll make sure that this happens like just as soon as school starts running." School starts running, and now everybody's super busy.
Yeah.
But so, the video. I want to talk about the video that never was. Feeding into my saltiness, might I add. Ken's saltiness as well, because he's seen the script.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So, even before there was going to be a return of James skit, we were going to do a music video for 1,000 Miles. I forget the
We can still do it, but it was gonna be connected to the James hiatus.
right.
So
I had written the script to include this overarching topic of where's James. It was I thought it was hilarious.
I
It
thought it was hilarious.
yeah, it didn't require much recording. It was about 5 minutes tops for everybody's different parts. Everybody had different parts. And so what happens is throughout the video there's subtle hints dropping as to um, the fact that James has somehow disappeared. Like the characters in certain skits are like, huh, where is James? James isn't here.
Where where's that dark SOB? And speaking of James isn't here, he drops the call.
He keeps dropping. That's
Yeah.
fine. We keep moving on. And so the climax of that video was ultimately going to lead into a newscast completely devoted to Where's James. It was going to have everybody, Ken, Taylor, Tim out in the field as reporters, and it was just going to be this whole funny thing where, they're all in their own little situations, they're all in their own little world, and James is nowhere to be seen.
Mm.
Now, admittedly, there was never a um, James returning video. Like, I hadn't thought that far. Because honestly, when you come up with a script like this, given the fact that everybody's working, everybody's doing schoolwork and whatnot, um, it's hard to get one done. So that being
Right.
said, it's kind of annoying to do all of this work and just have it sit there. which it really is a bummer that this script, um, for
Did
the
not.
most part, is going to be scrapped.
Unfortunately.
Because of some people. I don't want to name names.
In all honesty, I felt like we could have done it like during the summer.
Right?
Which we could have, but,
We
you
had an
know,
entire
the
2 months. An entire
people,
2 months to do it.
people suggested, hey, let's just not do it over the summer. And we're like, you sure?
We
Oh,
bought
wait,
into
hold
it.
on. Wait, D'Amico's calling, hold on. Hello?
Nico, you.
Hey, what's going
You got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
You wanna join the podcast?
Oh, man. Let's see. How long you guys gonna be going for?
We're already starting. Technically, you're already in it, so
Yeah. But I'm about to get off in like an hour, so
we'll
I
probably
guess.
we'll be done by then.
I can still stay over the phone, I guess, but just don't expect no
Just
super
tell me we'll get
crazy
him next
reactions.
time.
We'll get you next time. Don't worry about it, dog.
Alright,
All right, bye.
later.
Oh shit.
I'm happy that
Beautiful.
his
He
voice
wasn't
came through super clear. Well, not super clear,
good.
but clear enough.
Mm.
What was I saying?
Uh,
Uh, was it about the script?
Right,
yeah, the
right.
script.
Because of two people. I'm still salty. Still very, very salty, and we're gonna have to. An intervention, maybe? I don't know. That's probably not gonna do anything.
It's
It
not gonna
doesn't
change.
matter. We'll figure something out.
It's all good in the hood
Yeah, but
for
now
right
that
now.
James is
So.
back, I would like to take the opportunity to praise James.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can actually make a podcast. Again, that's kind of my saltiness coming through, but it is true. Like, in the past, he has been a reliable member of the team. And I cannot um, state
Thank
enough how important that is.
Jesus Christ, Kevin. You're making me smile way too hard.
you. You should be smiling that hard. Should be very, very proud. Extremely proud, in fact.
Um, so, with that said, we can move on to our first topic of the day. Spoopy movies. Very spoopy. Halloween is how many days? Today's the 28th. Yeah, it's in a few days.
Yeah, it's
So
Monday. It's Monday.
Monday, right? So I felt as though because we've talked about Halloween memories before, I want to talk about Halloween, or not Halloween, but scary movies. Is there any
Right.
scary movie that you guys have watched that have, in particular, stood out to you?
Uh,
Like just stood out to me in general.
Yeah, if it's really good, is it really bad? Throw it on me. Or do you want me to
Uh,
go first? Because I have one.
you can go right ahead.
So, I don't think it's any secret that I like zombie related things. Zombies are cool. I watch The Walking Dead. We've done a lot of No More Room in Hell gameplays. Zombies are cool. And so, a few summers ago, I was binge watching zombie movies. You know, the original. What was it? Day of the Dead. No, Night of the Living Dead was the original.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and then it was like
Yeah,
something
I
else.
watched not the original, but the remake of Dawn of the Dead. Um, there's one movie that really, really irked me. I mean, it was so bad.
Kevin, I know what you're talking about, Kevin.
It's not World War Z, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
is a bad movie. That is a terrible movie. But not as bad as this one. This movie is titled Hold on. I wanna confirm before I get this wrong. Just let me make a quick search.
All right. Well, while he's confirming, I'll tell you about some things about zombies. Speaking of which, since he mentioned Walking Dead, almost cried because I
Almost
played
cried.
the Walking almost cried. Walking Dead Telltale series, and I finished the first season like a month and a half ago. I cried when Lee died.
Welcome to the clubs.
Spoilers.
We got jackets.
Yeah, we got
You know what?
jackets.
Don't even say spoilers. If you don't know that Lee is dead by now, you have been living under a
Yeah,
rock.
I meant to say quotation mark spoilers because at this point, if you don't know Lee's dead, then
Jesus H Christ.
yeah,
I guess the spoiler would be how he dies. Like, not everybody knows that.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell you that.
Okay, so the movie. It is titled Land of the Dead. It's by the legendary George A. Romero. How did this get a 73 on Rotten Tomatoes? Boy. Okay. Okay. Um, Land of the Dead. Let me tell you about Land of the Dead. It is the worst zombie movie I think I've ever watched. Now, if I am not mistaken, this is the movie with the vegetarian zombie.
Um,
That is my reaction.
I
That is the
remember, I remember that. I
this is the
remember
exact
that.
same reaction I had when this was the point of no return. I gave it everything. I was like, all right, benefit of the doubt. You know, this is you're trying new things, and then when they did this, I was like, no, no more. We're done. I'm not watching the rest of this. So there is this one character, and by the way, I don't care if I spoil this movie for you. You don't need to watch it. There's this one character that gets bitten, and they strap him into the back of the car. And over time, he's getting more and more sickly. It's getting worse and worse, and then he finally turns. And when he does, they're like, why isn't he chomping at us? Like, why isn't he trying to eat us? And then one idiot just happens to be like, oh, he was a vegetarian. I just about knocked everything over. I was like, no, that's not how this works. No, 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 boy, no. And so
Lord, you don't shut your retarded ass.
he's actually their friend. He hangs out with them when
Mm.
when they're in the final climax. He sacrifices his body to help the others. It's bad. It is just really bad. It is. So if you look at the promo picture for it, it looks amazing. You see a giant horde of zombies. You see that ominous hand on the fence. You're just like, oh man, this is gonna be so great. It's not. I don't even think you see that giant horde of zombies ever. You do see hordes of zombies, but you don't see that horde of zombies.
Mm.
So I would have to give it a 3.5 out of 11. It's if you're going to watch it, you better have low expectations. Is all I'm saying. That has to be one of the lamest scary movies I've ever watched. I don't even think it's supposed to be. What do they describe this as? Horror post-apocalyptic fiction. I can change that for you. It is a comedy. It is a comedy of absurd proportions. Who's up?
I'll go since yeah, you had your
Fuck Land of the Dead.
had to relive that moment of time. Um, so a movie that it's a horror movie that I recently watched. Uh, the Blair Witch Project.
Which one?
The new one.
Oh, I haven't watched it. How was it?
Uh, it, like I should get this out the way first of all. Horror movies don't scare me. Watching people play horror games don't scare me. Watching people who don't say anything while playing horror games don't scare me. Actually, playing horror games scare the crap out of me. But horror movies, I laugh really hard at because they're just funny to me, you know. But in all honesty, putting my humorous bias aside, it was actually really decent. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like it was like super good or anything like that. You know, it wasn't a horror movie of the year, but it wasn't bad.
Have you
I was
watched the
like,
original?
no, I have not. I have not watched the original, nor have I watched the sequel to it.
Don't watch the
I
sequel to
want
it.
to. Oh, okay.
Like literally everybody that loved Blair Witch just
Work tomorrow?
they just took a shot on the second one. Like it
Okay.
is really bad. Like I would put it as worse than Land of the Dead.
Mm.
In fact, it got a 4 out of 10 IMDb and a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's how bad it was.
Oh,
Like they
Oh
took
god.
the original format, the homemade camera effect, and they were just like, nah, we don't want to do that anymore. We want to do a live action or like just a regular movie, and it didn't work out, surprisingly.
mm.
But the original, I have memories of the first one. First one, I have two older brothers, and I remember them watching it in. I don't even remember. It was either in the living room or in their own room. But I was so scared. I was about, I don't know, 3 years old, and I was peeking around the door frame. Like I wanted to watch, but I didn't want to watch. So, a few years later, I was like, I never seen the ending to that movie. So I go on YouTube, and I gotta say, it was suspenseful. Was the new movie suspenseful at all?
Um. Yeah. Not really in particular.
So, would you say it was like
It
predictable?
um. Well, no, I wouldn't say it was too predictable. I would like there was parts you really could just be like, oh man, I saw that from 1,500 miles away. But the other parts you were like, oh okay, that was actually pretty clever. The movie, like I said, it wasn't a horrible movie. It was pretty decent. You know, it had some nice scares and whatnot, but it wasn't a horror movie of the year. But it, the reason why this movie stood out to me is like it had a lot of potential. And sorry if I sound kind of like stuffy. My the changing of seasons. I love winter and fall and all that, but it's horrid on my body. But it has so much potential, and there was just a lot of it that I just really really like, and I didn't want to say anything about it because you haven't seen it. I know a few people haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
There were parts that made me laugh, but I don't want to say it because screw it, I'm gonna say this part. So one of the protagonists in the story was climbing a tree because they saw a camera in there that they wanted to get down, and they were climbing the tree. And as soon as they're about to reach it, the normal, oh no, they won't get it because jump scares and whatnot. But the way, so she got knocked out the tree. She, not they, she. But she got knocked out the tree like, that little kid reaching for a cookie and his mom is like making dinner and she like swats his hand away, will swat her hand away with her hand,
Yeah.
whatever. Like a gentle slap on the wrist. You're like, no, no, you can't have that. But it knocks her all the way out the tree. And so I lost it in the theaters. Like we were just sitting there and she was like, she almost reached forward and this hand came down and went, no, no, you can't have that. And
Oh god.
I was gone. That was it for me. I could not. I was trying to take the movie as serious as possible, but after that, I was like, dear Lord, there's nothing that can change this movie at this point. But there was this it was decent. The ending was The ending was satisfying. I'll give it that.
Truth be
You know.
told, I'm probably not even gonna get to watch it. Like, I had forgotten about it until you said it, so that doesn't bode well. But James, you got any stories?
Oh, well, I got two horror movies that I watched.
Right.
Uh, both of them was with you guys, or I don't know, Kevin. I don't know if you were there, but like I remember one time we was at Dylan's house and we watched what was it the Conjuring? No, the Possession. That's what it was. The Possession. That
I was
that
not
that
there,
was
but it sounded funny.
He wasn't there for it. It was us four. It was me, Dylan, Tim, and you, James. I
yeah.
got
And
that movie.
oh my god, and like it was the first horror movie that I watched. Like certain like I didn't like I didn't say I got like too scared. Like it was noticeable. Like it wasn't noticeable, but I could kind of feel it. Like it kind of scared me a bit.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like after we had got done watching the movie, I had to walk home by myself at night, listening to music just so I won't get fucking scared.
You gotta
Like
keep your eyes going forward. Your peripheral vision is gonna start messing with you.
Yeah.
yeah, and the music helped me through. It really did help me through the night.
I can imagine. I wouldn't
Um.
even want
Um,
to do that. That'd be messed up.
well, listen to music while you walk. Well,
No,
actually,
no,
yeah,
no.
that.
Just like after the scary movie. If it was actually scary, I don't know.
I mean, there. No, actually, there was one funny part to it.
It
um,
it it was the teacher.
wait, what?
Are we talking about the teacher? The teacher?
No, I don't think it was the teacher. It was well, the Exorcist or whatever he is. Like the dude that was trying to get the
Oh,
demon out of it.
I know what you're
Oh,
talking about. Oh
um,
God.
like
So
I don't know how to explain it, but
I
like
well
there
the
was like
oh,
like there was like this one part where he was trying to get the demon out of the dad, and like he was making all these random uh noise or whatever,
not
and then
noise,
like
incantations.
was it incantations?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he was doing those, but then like I think it was after the movie, um like Dylan starting to do like he was what was it
Mimicking him.
yeah, he was mimicking him. My God, it was so funny. Like the way Dylan did it was so funny.
So to help get you some visualization of James's story, it was I forget what he said, but he was trying to get the demon out by saying Hebrew incantations, right?
Hmm.
But when he was doing it, it did like a zoom out, and it was basically looked like he was air humping. First of all, as he was saying it, so he was just like, it was such a simple phrase, and I know it, but I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he
Yeah,
was saying it as he was air humping, and it was so funny. And as the demon was escaping, he was just there, and I was like, huh. I did some religious studies, but I don't remember pelvic thrust was a part of demon demon freeing or whatever.
Yeah,
But
oh
those are just flat out fun sometimes.
yeah,
But
oh yeah,
that
and
yeah, go ahead.
like there are two more. Like I forgot there was a third one that I watched.
Hmm.
Um, the second one that I watched was The Conjuring. I remember watching that. I don't think there was anything funny with that one. It was just, eh,
I've heard nothing but good things about The Conjuring, but I've never watched it. Of course, the good things are coming from people that get scared by everything.
yeah. It was like
two kinds of people. There are people that get scared easily, and then there's people like Ken who just laugh.
Uh, um, I don't. I can't even think of any parts, like any specific parts of that movie like that. It was just a regular horror movie, like nothing
Did it scare you?
special. I mean, it probably would have, since I'm not into horror movies.
I could tell
Yeah.
you a scene from the Conjuring that killed me.
Okay, you could go
Well, it
ahead.
wasn't a scene in The Conjuring. It was what I was doing during it, and
Oh,
both these. Oh, James, you wanna add a
oh
note to
yeah.
that?
Like was it like at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, it was at the beginning of the movie.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so while we were watching the possession or whatever it was called,
It's
two,
the Conjuring.
uh, uh, I was, because I like to mess with Tim. I'm just that kind of person. I like to mess with people, and I'm just gonna stick with the Conjuring. But like I was at the beginning of the movie, I was just voicing people in like a black ghetto voice. So like the people would be it'd be nothing, no dialogue or anything, and I would just be like talking for them as if they were talking. And so I did the voice of the dog, right? And so they were moving into their new house and whatnot. Everybody's all happy, being all white and whatnot, because nothing ever. They don't see this coming or whatever. And they were like, "Come on, Spike," or whatever the name of the dog is. It wasn't Spike, but they were like, "Come on, Spike." And so for the voice of the dog, I was like, "Nah, son, you don't see those ghosts in there? Y'all must be stupid or something. Come on in. Oh hell no, you ain't gonna drag me in there." And Tim was like, "Shut up, kid. I'm trying to be scared." And I was like, that is legitimately what he said to me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, Tim, you are the worst."
Oh god. Oh my god.
Just goes to show you that they're not scary. But that leads me into my next question. If you could make a scary movie that actually, like, if you watched it, would actually scare you, or
Uh,
how would you go about making it? What would be in it?
James, you go ahead.
I got nothing. I really got.
Got nothing, boy. Let me lay down some laws about how to get scary movies scary. First of
College.
all, yeah, you put college there, put some college, put taxes, put some tuition, stuff like that.
A
Pay
part-time
for
job.
gas money.
Bills, you put that stuff up there, you know. You give them just some swole arms and some swole legs, and then just the words itself with swole arms and swole legs, and they just walking around the neighborhood, and it's like two teenagers and like a mom with like 7 kids are stuck in that house, right? They have to go through like bills, taxes, and tuition while they're just sitting around, just walking around, cracking their knuckles, looking for somebody to beat up,
Oof,
trying to
fuck.
drag somebody down the basement and whatnot. That is how you make a grade A scary movie.
I wouldn't disagree. Like, that is actually scary. I
Yeah.
think the pursuit of happiness is actually scarier than whatever horror movie we just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if you think about like if you actually think about it in reality, like what if you do have a family and like your wife just left out on you and it's just you and your son in in a small apartment and you don't have a job or whatever and you don't have any money to take care of yourself and your son. It's like
That's a real life horror story right there.
Yeah,
yeah.
I cried watching that movie. Boy, if you don't shut your sensitive ass up. Just kidding, I cried too.
Oh
But
man,
yeah.
I would totally agree. Also, moments of suspense. That's something I don't give horror movies enough credit. Like, I laugh at horror movies as well, but I can really respect a movie that keeps me in suspense.
Mm-hmm.
Horror movies, they tend to do a good job of it. Kind
Um,
of.
It depends.
Like, if we're
Hold up.
talking Paranormal Activity, then no, get out of here.
Oh, sweet Jesus, Paranormal Activity.
I
I'll give credit where credit is due for some of them. There's four of them, right? For a few of them.
Yeah, the first few were okay. Then it just got out
The
of control.
the fourth
I,
one, that one was I liked that one,
You were
even though
saying,
it was
James?
bad. I liked it.
I never watched any of them.
Didn't you go with us one time?
I
Yeah.
never. No, no. That was like before I hang out with you guys
Probably. Probably.
because I remember y'all talking about watching Paranormal Activity at the theaters, and then then Tim scared the shit out of you because he got scared.
Right. I wasn't getting scared at the movie. I was getting scared because the guy next to me got scared and he
Yeah,
jumped.
yeah, and it's I really I wasn't there for like I said that was like before I hang out with you guys. But speaking of like suspense and jump scares, I remember like one time we was at Ken's house. Like it was just the four of us again, like me, Ken, Dylan, and Tim. And I had my I brought my PS2 that night, and so we watched what was it? Oculus Rift, I think. Was that the name of it?
Not
It's just Oculus.
it's just Oculus.
Oculus
Just
Rift
Oculus.
Oculus.
VR.
Okay, okay, Oculus. There was like this one scene where I think all the lights were off and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Then um uh the one girl, like the sister, like she was running down the stairs or whatever. I don't know who. Um, but as she turned as she had, as she had, as she had turned around or whatever, there was like someone that popped up in front of her, and then all you see is Tim like getting scared and stuff, and he almost fucked up my PS2.
Yeah, Tim does that a lot.
It was like, what the fuck, Tim? Like my PS2 was still working, but it's like you could have broke that shit. I would have been so mad if you done that.
You you have me thinking, and I don't know. Somehow these are connected, but it's something about scary movies that they don't scare you right away. It's when you're home alone at 12 o'clock at night with nobody home,
Oh
and the
god.
rest of the house is dark, and you start thinking, well, what if that existed? What if that's in my house
Yeah.
right now?
I, I I would I would actually cry a little bit.
Right? And you're trying to go to sleep, and
Oh my god.
your head is facing one way, and the whole time you're like, there could be a little girl with pitch black
Ooh.
eyes and pale skin
Oh,
on the other side of my bed, and I wouldn't know it right now.
right. It's like, oh my god.
But then I
Oh no.
remember tuition, taxes, bills, so I'm just like, you know what? Take me.
Or you just
I am a-okay with
Love and
that.
death.
and you know the thing is you'll be facing up like at the ceiling while you're laying down on the bed, like trying to sleep, and you just thinking, what if something like just crawls from the inside of my bed, just fucking grabs me and trying to like pull me inside my bed. It's like
Right?
that. That would be so
It
bad.
is the after effects that are the worst. And I don't think that's really talked about enough.
Yeah. Uh, like we should get back to like how to make the actual scary movie
Right.
because I think that was we got a little sidetracked about more situations of how things scared us, which is it's fine. It's a context. You know what? I shouldn't have said anything about it. Uh, yeah, but like definitely the best way to make a scary movie, in my opinion, is like don't don't make the same ploys for people. Don't make people do the exact same thing in every other scary movie, or do something that's not human. Not realistically. Yeah, that's why in Blair Witch they didn't have very many predictable parts, which was really good. That's why I made it so it was very likable about it. Because there was parts where I was like, oh, well, I didn't say that. I just kind of I came in it with an open mind because I was like, it's a new scary movie. I'm sure they did something new with it, and they did. There was some parts in there, and I was like, all right, good. I didn't. I was hoping the main protagonist didn't just come in there and be like, "Hey guys, there's a spoopy house. Do you know what we should do? We should totally go in there against all other reasoning and whatnot, and against all the other hauntings, and against the 15 people that walked in there beforehand and died."
You just see a picture of Tim just going, "Hell no," and then he just kind of like turns around. The main character's like, "Oh, come on, Tim." He's already like 50 feet away. He's like, "What? What'd you say?" He's like, "Come on,
He's
Tim.
like,
This is a good idea." And now he's 100 feet away. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
"Can't hear you, can't hear you." And he starts doing that like the bat like he's like, "Oh hell!" Now starts doing the backwards run where he's constantly looking back and goes into a fast sprint. Oh god, but definitely you don't want to do that.
You don't
Another
want to
cool.
you don't want to fall for the same ploys, like you said. Horror movies are notorious for doing that.
And make sure it's not like make sure there's like no scenes or that is not funny, or that is funny.
Yeah,
Like
don't give them the chance to make fun of it.
yeah, like freaking Annabelle. My God, that scene was so dumb. Like I don't know why I got scared at it at first, but it's like
It's because
what?
I was talking to you when it happened. Oh god. So I think we shared this story before, but like me, Dylan, and James went to the movies to go see Annabelle. And there was a scene in the movie where she was on the stairs and it was all stormy and stuff, and she's trying to get to her baby and whatnot. She's like, "My baby!" And um, there was a moment of like pure stillness. Like the camera was slowly zooming in, like it was on her face, then at the stairwell, on her face, and at the stairwell. Then it slowly zoomed in at the stairwell for about a good 3 minutes of nothingness. 3 minutes of nothing. And so while that was happening, I just started getting weak. And James is like, "What's so funny about this?" I was like, "You know anything? It's just like anything could be happening or whatever, and nothing is happening." And then we started making fun of it, and then the moment it happened, no one got scared because we got weak. And I knew and like the people above us, I was the only one to notice because they were directly behind James and Dylan, but I was to like the left, and so I could see them. And I was saying that, and like the people looked at me, and then they started getting weak too. And I was like, "Yeah, because what is this?"
Like just the
They, they,
fact
they
that
just looked at me
like
and nod, and then they were in agreement, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, you're right, Kendrick. You know exactly what's going on."
it's like the fact that she just stared at the demon. That was like
She
just
didn't
sitting
even
there.
jump. She didn't even jump. She just stared at it, and she's like, "Ah!" and ran up the stairs towards the
Right.
demon. What?
It was like, what the
Or I'm
it
probably
was like
remembering it wrong, but
no, like she didn't run up the stairs towards the demon. It was like she just ran up the stairs, and the demon was like down the stairs, and they
oh
just
yeah,
like staring.
she was looking down the stairs. That's what I started making fun of because she had to get upstairs to her baby. Why the hell was she looking downstairs?
Like, and the fact that the demon was chasing it, it's like, are you
She's
dumb?
She stopped for 5 minutes to let that demon come up and do a jump scare. What the heck? And the worst part about it, it was still there. It just watched her go up the stairs, and it was just like, all right, how much am I getting paid for this? And it went on in its merry way. Like, you can't do this in horror movies. You don't do
Right.
this. Because people might, like me, will rag on you for like 40 years. I'll be on my deathbed talking about, remember that scene in Annabelle? Boy, that bitch was so dumb.
Like we'll be talking to you in the afterlife and all this shit. It's like,
We'll be roasting you in the afterlife. We'll haunt your movie so it can look even dumber than before. There'll be some unnecessary comment. Don't do this. Don't do this. Tips on how to make a scary movie. Don't do what I just explained to you.
or here's one thing: don't add the person that did The Room. Don't do that.
Tommy
Don't
Wiseau.
touch. Tommy Wiseau. Tommy Wiseau. Directed and edited by Tommy Wiseau. Produced by Tommy Wiseau.
Like I just saw the review of the movie and it's just like what?
That movie was horrendous.
It was so bad.
Don't
Annabelle
I
got 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. Made by the same people who made The Conjuring.
and I got weak at them too. Well, yeah, because it was like a sequel slash not sequel to, or
Yeah,
it
it
was a
was like
prequel to The Conjuring.
I thought it was like a spin-off or something like that.
It was like a prequel, but it was like on a separate storyline. It
Yeah.
was like
All we know is that like it has some connections with each other.
yeah, they're connected, but it wasn't really scary. The concept was just really dumb.
So The Conjuring got 86%.
Because The Conjuring was at least decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got
that's
weak.
what I keep
Yeah,
hearing. I need to watch it.
it's not. It's not. You're not missing much. You know, you can live your life without watching The Conjuring. Don't watch it with me because I'll laugh at you and make
But
ghetto jokes. So.
it's not every day that you get a modern horror movie that gets that high of a grade.
Wow, what was the Blair Witch, the new Blair Witch?
It was 46%.
Uh,
Like
I believe it.
like new horror movies, they tend to get bad reviews. But that being said, a review should not dictate whether or not you watch something. You know, that's you. Whether you enjoy it or not is entirely up to you. But anyway,
Yeah.
we have about 20-ish minutes.
Yeah.
Do you think that's enough time to go into this next topic?
Yeah, I think that's a optimal amount of time.
Okay, I think we can at least get one. So we're gonna do a moral dilemma. It is called the Trapped Mining Crew. So here, let me read the description for you guys. Heather is part of a 4-person mining expedition. There is a cave-in, and the 4 of them are trapped in the mine. A rock has crushed the legs of one of her crew members. My leg.
My leg. All right, James, go ahead.
Wait, what?
Never mind. And he
Okay.
will die without medical attention. She's established radio contract. She's established radio contact with the rescue team and learned it will take 36 hours before the first drill can reach the space she is trapped in. She is able to calculate that this space has just enough oxygen for 3 people to survive for 36 hours, but definitely not enough for 4 people. The only way to survive the only way to save the other crew members is to refuse medical aid to the injured crew member, so that there will be just enough oxygen for the rest of the crew to survive. The question is, should Heather allow the injured crew member to die in order to save the lives of the remaining crew members? What do you guys think?
Well, James, you go first.
And honestly, I was hardly paying attention. It was like all I got was like someone had 36 hours.
I'll explain it in a quick fashion. Basically, yeah, you're a minor. You're Heather. All right, you have
Okay.
boobs in the vagina. All right, so you're Heather, and you're a minor. And I
Okay.
don't know what Heather's doing in the mines, but she's a minor and she's in there. Anyway, the mine closes, it caves in, and one of your crew members. There's 4 of you. One of your crew members' legs get crushed. He's gonna die if he doesn't get medical attention soon. But in 30, you only have 36 hours of air the before the first drill can reach you. They have 30. You have 36 hours before the first drill can reach you. There is enough air for 36 hours for 3 people. There is 4 people. Should you let the person with their leg crushed that needs medical attention die in order for you to survive and the other two crew members, or should you let them live and pretty much die? All four of you.
Oh wait.
Possibly die.
So they don't have no. I doubt the ambulance would get there anytime soon. So they probably.
No, the
It's gonna
rescue
Oh,
take
team
them
takes
36.
36 hours to get there.
Yeah, 36 hours.
okay. So they probably would have like.
Basically a day and a half.
Okay, so they probably would have like their phones or something, like call the ambulance or whatever.
No, like the drill knows that they're down there. It will take them 36 hours for
Oh,
it to
okay.
reach them.
Shit.
Okay, so while James is thinking, I I was thinking about this. So there's enough air for the four of them, Heather and the three other guys. Um, so that other guy,
Mhm.
if Heather decides to give this guy medical attention, don't they both die then? Because this guy needs to be in a position to get air. He's in no position to get air.
Right.
I'm guessing it means you give them medical attention and then they're able to get up and, get air. So,
Well, his leg is just crushed, so you
right.
can't.
Yeah, so you bring up a good point. Like, would he be able to. I would assume if you're caved in, the air would be coming from above you, and you would need to be able to reach the highest point of the cave. That's my assumption. And so,
Mm.
this guy doesn't even have legs to stand on.
Mm.
So then your sacrifice would have been in vain. Saying that, you were going to sacrifice yourself in the first place. So I think it makes sense to sacrifice this one guy. Like, there's nothing you can do.
Well, I have two perspectives at this. I always do, because I am just a neutral person. I try to find the best option for everyone, normally. And the best option for everyone is just to have him die. To lose one life to save many others. Three
Totalitarian
versus.
approach.
Yeah. But me, I don't like if there's anything I can do to save someone, I don't like letting people die. Left 4 Dead or not Left 4 Dead. The Walking Dead has taught me that you need some people just gotta die. But I try to save them. And you normally end up no, not normally. A lot of times you do end up saving them and it becomes a benefit. So maybe, possibly, we do actually have it. Well, not we do, but maybe if we do some processes to minimize breathing to save as much oxygen as possible, we can have all four people get out. But that's a possibility I'm banking on. But
Yeah,
if
that's
I
a
had to
risk.
pick, yeah, that's
Because
it.
it
It's
says
risk
there's only
versus
enough for three people, no more. So I'm
right.
assuming that you can't even split the air in between two people and have them live.
So it's just
I feel like there's no
when
other option.
when you put it like that, if there were like there might be air enough for people, but it's a risk. If they put like might and stuff like that, then yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, I totally go for trying to keep this guy alive. But the fact that they said there's only enough air for
Yeah, it's
36 hours with
definitely not enough for four people. Though that is the exact
that,
wording.
then as much as I would not, as much as I despise that other option, then we're probably going to have to sacrifice him. If not him, then myself. For
Uh,
you know,
unless there's like some strange ass miracle.
exactly. That's the odd factor. God's looking down at you, and you're just like, "Help me, God." And He's like, "You know what? I got you, fam. All four of you. Yeah, all four of y'all gonna make it."
It's just like I said before. I would assume that you're getting this air out of a tube or something.
It's not a tube. So when you get caved in, dirt, since dirt is not or the earth is not as permeable as other objects like sand, um, it's tough to get air in there, and so you're enclosed in basically a bubble. You have this bubble, and you only have so much air in this bubble. That's why until they drill through, you're not getting any more air, or you're getting very very little air flowing through.
Okay. So you could save this guy.
But it's such a risk.
Well, then wouldn't you? Now, like I need more information
On
because
like
I thought it
bubbles.
was like, maybe they had like oxygen tanks or something.
No, it's like so you got it. You know how you blow gum and you try to blow a bubble with it?
Right. I got that. But
Okay.
then it's like there's only enough air for 3 people, but it's not like this fourth guy just because his legs are crushed has just stopped breathing.
Right.
So do you just? I guess the question becomes: do you kill this guy to save air for everybody else? I don't know. Is,
Mm.
is that is that the because I need to know how this air is in there. Like it doesn't specify at all. It could be any of the things we just said.
Let's just say it like this. Like, the dude with the broken leg, like he has no family or someone to look after or whatever, and his life is all fucked up. Let's just say kill him.
I would say euthanize, not kill, because kill is pretty strong.
Euthanize would be an okay word if if we had made the decision that there's no other way. Like this
Right.
guy is going to die. Granted, this would make everything a lot easier if the guy just was like, you know what, I see what the problem is. You guys can just straight up kill me. Okay, so final thoughts. Do you kill the guy or not?
Since the words were very specific, saying there's only enough for 3 people, I say we off them.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. That was
Well,
easy. Well, we do not have time for a second question, though I might make this a regular segment.
I,
Maybe
I
take
swear that
turns.
I swear that was like the game of Town and Salem right there.
All right. Gotta use your brain a little bit. You gotta look into your own beliefs and ideas and whatnot. Anyway, we're going on to Would You Rather, which is the
Ooh,
same concept, kind of. Okay. Would you rather kill Godzilla and have the city destroyed because of it? Everyone will know it was you. Or kill the Kraken, save the city from future catastrophe without anybody knowing.
kill the Kraken.
Yeah, kill the Kraken.
57% agree, 43% want to be known for killing Godzilla. But also
Mm,
offing like a million people.
Look, I watched One Punch Man. I know what happens when you try to get recognized for saving people, and after city gets destroyed, they don't take too kindly to that.
Did I saw that episode with you and Miko?
Maybe I don't know.
Would you rather stay in school for the next 30 years or leave school after second grade?
Oh God.
Oh
Mm.
God,
Leave school after second grade. I'm sorry.
I'd probably leave school up to second grade too.
I have many questions. So when you stay in school, does that mean you're with people your age? Does that mean other people are there for 30 years? Like, who's
I
going
mean,
to
unless
teach me after 30 years? Does that mean I'm just in a continuous loop of college?
probably so. I mean, like at least with the other option, you have homeschool.
Leave school. Yeah, this question is not specific at all. I'm gonna say leave school after second grade as well.
Mm.
49% agree with us. 51% don't have that entrepreneurial spirit to make it on their own. Would you rather be stabbed in the stomach 10 times or be shot in both kneecaps? Either way, you get to live.
Uh, stabbed in the stomach. At least I want to be able to walk.
Yeah, stomach.
46% agree. Honestly, I don't even know which one. They both suck. I don't even know how you would live through these.
You well, you
Immo-
lived through both of them. They
It says you live through it,
Immortality.
but I don't know how you would.
I mean, like with the stab, like you could just like get stitches on your stomach, but with like two shots in your leg, like
you're
they
perfect.
probably, yeah, they probably gonna give you like, they probably gonna give you like a robotic leg or something like that.
Okay, but what
When
if
you
like it
give-
ruptures like your stomach or your liver or something? Like one of them has to at least get into your organs.
Yeah,
Uh, well,
Like
all I have to
the
say is
question just
like,
doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. Would you rather be attractive but get punched in the face every morning, or be ugly?
the punch
uh,
probably isn't that hard. I'd be attractive and take a risk.
It said the punches would not affect your beauty long term.
Hell yeah, I'd be beautiful forever.
I cannot get into that. I'll just be ugly.
It never said you
Hey,
couldn't wear any protective gear.
yeah,
I know, but
I could wear like a protective gear in the morning and stuff like that and be perfectly fine.
Like you're still gonna feel like a shove, but that's not like a full-on punch.
okay, then never mind.
Like you gotta find the loopholes.
Yeah,
25%
that.
agree to be ugly, and obviously did not think about the loopholes.
This is how Tim survived. Would you rather? He just found like 80,000, 50 million loopholes.
Fuck.
Okay, would you rather never touch a computer again, or never touch a person of the opposite sex again? Okay, now this is interesting because are we considering your phone like your Samsung? You know, it's basically a mini computer at this point.
Yeah.
So do you go
Oh,
back to flip phones and
like
MP3 players? Or
yeah, like I would say like don't touch a computer because like honestly like you can still use your phone.
you just wouldn't have a smartphone?
I mean like I mean a smartphone isn't a I mean like there's some ways where it's like where it is like a computer, but I wouldn't say it's an actual computer.
So we're not including it. It says
Oh,
a
we're
I
not.
mean,
computer because it feels like a computer. You can Google search. You have your apps.
it's a phone. It is a phone. It is a smartphone. It is not a computer. It doesn't say phones. It says computers, and phones are not computers.
Shit, they're becoming computers now.
Yeah.
Saying. Okay, so
Until they say phone computer, it is a phone.
So I'll
so
say
your computer can be a phone. Does that?
God, how's a computer
Kevin,
gonna be a
we're
phone?
trying to
What the
beat
We're
the. We're
making a
trying to
phone right
do.
now. On the
We're
computer.
trying to do loopholes. We're trying to find these ultimate loopholes. You're trying to close up these loopholes. Stop it.
I don't see how this is. I don't see how there's any loophole here. There's only one obvious answer. You never touch a computer again,
Yeah.
unless you want to masturbate for the rest of your life.
God.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
yeah, never mind.
78%
computer.
are smart and have agreed to never touch a computer again. What the heck? Oh no, that's a Pokemon question. We don't need to do that.
No, 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 no.
God damn it, Kevin, why you had to say anything? Why you had to say something?
I mean, I'm not going back.
No, no, no. Go back.
Agreed to talk anyway. No, that
At
one.
least want to know what the question is.
Oh God, what have we done?
That's a stupid question. Have huge arms, huge legs? No, that's dumb. Ooh. Okay. Would you rather spit at an angry Mike Tyson or spit at an angry Bruce Lee? it would definitely start a fight. So who would you rather start a fight with, Mike Tyson or Bruce Lee?
I um, hmm,
I would feel like
I
Bruce Lee is smart, like smarter
yeah
than Mike Tyson. No offense to Mike
yeah
Tyson. I feel like you could outsmart Mike Tyson a lot easier.
I would say Bruce Lee. They never said he would start a fight. It would
It
just be
does.
like,
I just said that it would definitely start a fight.
oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Bruce Lee. I feel like, well, I feel like if I did it at Mike Tyson, there's no coercing, convincing him that, you know, hey, it was an accident,
Well, there's no
or
convincing anybody. I'm saying
it's
going to
like
start an
during the fight,
altercation.
during the fight.
Okay. It doesn't say when it would stop,
Yeah,
but either
so
way, somebody's going to win, I guess.
right.
All I'm saying is that with Mike Tyson, I feel like you might be able to outrun him. You might be able to lure him into a trap, because he's gonna start like charging at you. And Bruce Lee, he's just gonna. Bruce Lee is really smart guy.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot of freaking skill to do what he does. I'm going with Mike Tyson. Ken, you're still going with Bruce Lee?
No, I'm going with Mike Tyson too.
What do you think, James?
I'll say Mike Tyson.
Okay. 54% agree with Mike Tyson. 46% want to start a fight with one of the martial arts champions, legends of the world. I just don't see how that's a good idea. Anyway, that is all the time we have for this episode. I want to thank James and Ken for joining me.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have any final words.
You're gay.
Well, fuck.
Good night, everybody.